We said we're not going to giggle. All right.
But this is probably how this episode of Driving with Janine is going to be.
I'm Tyrone Paulsen, and you're listening to Driving with J9 on News 24.
Welcome to today's show. Welcome, Tyrone Paulsen, in studio today.
Hi. How's it going?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm wonderful. It's quite an honor to be here. And I haven't been in this building in many, many years. So, yeah, it's quite a change.
Yeah, there's always changes happening here. But so today, and to round off this year and the season of Driving with J9, I want to talk about the best cars we've driven this year. But before we get there, tell our listeners a little bit about yourself, because not everyone knows who Tyrone Paulsen is.
Okay, so Tyrone Paulsen is an old guy, but I'm a radio presenter first. Been in the industry for about 25 years. Besides that, I'm a DJ. I'm a voiceover artist, a dad, a husband, and a motoring enthusiast. You know, I can't say a petrol head anymore because things are kind of changing. But yeah, motoring enthusiast, that's who I am. Yeah.
And you've also been reviewing cars, and that's why we're talking about cars today. Tell me a little bit how you got into that journey.
So a funny thing is, you were the initial inspiration about 20 odd years ago. And quite recently, I found an article that I think where it all started off for me was we had an interview with you. It was in a BMW, and from there I just absolutely loved the idea about, you know, talking about cars and kind of going from there. And then I got involved with you know, just doing some things with a couple of brands from a car point of view, ending up doing a little bit of reviews, and then you reached out and said, hey, listen, let's try and develop the skill a little bit more. And we did, and I did a couple of things for you, wrote a couple of stories, and I had this YouTube channel just lying around, like nothing happening. And then I decided to just, you know, go out and start reviewing cars, and created a little channel called Tyrone Paulsen Drives. Earlier this year, this channel, when we started in 2023, I had nothing, not even more than 100 subscribers. Grew it to about 5,000 by the end of 2024. And this year, we are now sitting, probably when this airs, we'll be at 21,000 subscribers.
Whoa,
so yeah,
congratulations.
So far, so good.
Yeah. No, that's good. And you've been doing a lot of work, and I love your videos. They're so honest. They're funny. So yeah, but we've both driven a lot of cars this year.
Yeah.
I think the South African Car of the Year semi-finalist list is out.
Yeah.
And there have been 55 new cars launched in South Africa this year.
That is crazy.
That is crazy. And so the semi-finalist list is at 30. And once we go through the judging process, I think there'll be between 15 and maybe 18, maybe 20 cars, depending on the judging and the scoring and all of that. But there's been a lot of Chinese cars this year.
Wow. It's been a little bit, it's quite exciting from a consumer point of view, because there's a lot of other cars out there now, and it's becoming, I won't say it's affordable, but I mean, it's more accessible for different consumers, and that's really good. And besides the Chinese cars making it, you know, good in the market, it's also good to see that there are other new entries, but also entries that were here, left, and now have come back. So that's quite interesting. And yeah, I just think overall it's really great for us as motoring enthusiasts, but also for the consumer mostly.
Yeah. And look, there's a lot of value for money. It's affordable. Like most people would say back in the day, even now though, but it's Chinese, I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah.
But now it's like I'd rather have that and all the nice things that come with it than the more established brands that are so expensive.
Yeah.
But the Chinese brands are also now competing with each other.
Correct.
And yeah, it's just like a very interesting space to watch.
It is.
Yeah.
It is very interesting. And you're also seeing it, some of the other traditional manufacturers that we used to are also now going and looking and like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
These guys are coming in at these prices. We might need to drop our prices. We've seen Mercedes doing that now with their C-Class.
Kia's done it.
Kia's done it as well. So are we going to see other manufacturers probably doing the same thing? Probably, you know, because these guys are, and they're not making bad cars. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, definitely. Look, I'm going to be very honest. I'm not a fan of the Chinese. I haven't initially been. But there's been a couple of cars. Like I've just shown you my little book here.
Yeah.
And I've been making these lists throughout the year because at the end of the year, around about this time, I do my top 3 best cars of the years. But there's so many segments now. So I've also got my top 3 EVs. I've got my top 3 hybrids, my top 3 SUVs.
Oh.
You know, there's a whole lot to think about.
That is so scary. I didn't even think of it. For me, I just look at it as cars as being cars.
Yeah.
But exactly like you're saying, you've got to have your top 3 hybrids. You've got to have your top 3 EVs. And and there's still the ICE component that is still
Exactly. And my point is that even though I was never initially a Chinese car fan, these Chinese cars have snuck onto a couple of my lists.
Mine too.
Yeah, but let's get into it. What are your top 3 cars that your best 3 cars that you've driven this year?
So best 3 cars, you know, and that's the funny thing. I have to really kind of, to put it in simple terms, I had to think long and hard of it. There was 1 or 2 cars that I drove, but I wasn't allowed to kind of review because it was embargoed at the time and all of those things. So my top 3 cars, and in no particular order, the BMW X320D. That was I love the way it looks. I love the way it drives. And it also, funny enough, a car that won an award for something else as well. So that was very impressive. Then there was the Golf 8.5R, the R-Line one.
Yes.
It was and the funny thing is, I drove its cousin from Audi.
Yeah.
I drove the exact same car, and I loved that car. And then I got into the Golf right afterwards, and I was like, wait. This can't be right. How's this feel a little bit better than that? And then another car on my top 3, which I don't know if you're going to like it because you don't like Chinese car, was the Omoda C9 PHEV. That was it. I drove the normal, you know, the ICE version of it first, and I liked it. It was very good, but this PHEV, for some reason, just elevated it a little bit more. So those are my top 3, top 3 cars that I really liked. And don't get me wrong, I liked all the others as well, but these are my top 3.
It's funny you say that, and the reason why I've said like the Chinese cars have snuck onto my list is because the Jayco J7 SHS is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the Motor's twin brother almost because they're all family.
Family, yes.
But that is by far my favorite Chinese car and
Okay.
favorite plug-in hybrid.
Plug-in hybrid, okay.
And probably because of the range.
Yeah.
I mean, you can drive over 1,000 kilometers with these cars.
How insane is that?
Crazy. And like even you also get you get over 100 kilometers electric range.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, I remember I had that car this year and I gave it back with, I think, 600 kilometers left on the petrol tank. And I think it had almost 1,300 like complete driving range when I got it. And I think I charged it maybe twice or thrice.
Yeah.
So I was hardly using the ICE engine.
And that was exactly the same way that I feel with the Omoda, the C9. Because like you said, they basically the same thing. And that's exactly it. I handed mine back with about 749 kilometers. I remember it because I couldn't believe I've never had to give a car back. Because sometimes I have to go and refuel it to hand it back. And this was just like, what?
Yeah.
Insane.
And you go and tell the fleet manager, I did drive this car. Yeah. You can see the range I put on. Yeah. It's just, there's so much that I couldn't.
You couldn't,
don't think I didn't drive this car because I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so my top 3 cars look a little bit different.
All right.
I've also scratched out my third because I couldn't make up my mind.
Yeah.
I couldn't make up my mind. On there, I've got the Porsche 911 Turbo S.
Listen, only cool people like you get to drive those cars, right? Okay. Us newbies, we don't get to drive those cool cars yet.
I cannot. There has to be a Porsche on my list.
Yeah,
because
must be.
Porsche just keeps making better and better cars. Like, they kind of look the same. It's one of those recipes you don't need to fix.
No, 100%.
And somehow Porsche just enhances these cars all the time. I mean, this one, yes, it's expensive. It's 5.8 million and closer to 5.9. But that's what dreams are made of.
Yep.
It's got a 3.6 liter flat six. It makes 523 kilowatts with 800 Newton meters of torque. It's faster than a McLaren W1. It competes with Merck's GT63, and it competes with the Aston Martin Vantage S. But gosh, a Porsche is something I just want in my garage one day.
It is. It was my goal this year as I hit 50 to own a Porsche, and unfortunately, no, that's not going to happen. But yes, it is an ultimate dream car. Yes. I own a couple of Porsches, model cars,
right?
Which the 911 is one of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, absolutely brilliant. Should be at the top of the list every year. Every year.
Okay, but then this is where things get really weird because my next car is a Hyundai Tucson.
Wait, you went from a 5.9 million rand car to
Hyundai Tucson. That's my realistic car, my realistic dream car. The fuel consumption is incredible. It's comfortable. It's spacious. Like, I think I took it on the long road, and I was getting like 5.odd liters, 500 kilometers. It's just a great car. And if realistically, if someone said, what's the family car you would buy? That would be one of it. Because ideally, I'd probably want a 7-seater. I would want a Kia Carnival or something like that. But then my third favorite and best car of this year is a Volvo EX30 Cross Country.
Okay. You know what? Here's the funny thing, though. Your two that you have on your list is ones that are in my top 5.
Okay.
And that EX30 is number 4, and then at number 5 was the Tucson.
Yeah. I've been driving the cross country for a while now on extended test as a long-termer.
Yeah.
And I just love that car. Like,
brilliant.
If I could buy one tomorrow, I would.
Yeah.
My range anxiety is gone because I now know I can now easily drive to Malmesbury and back and not even blink twice because I know it's going to make it.
Yeah.
And the cool thing with Volvos and most electric cars, when you put in your destination, it not only shows you what your battery percentage is going to be when you get there, but also what it's going to be when you are coming back home.
Yeah.
And the aircon can be on full blast without it affecting the range. I also had a cross country with the roof rack on and the unique tires. And I think that's called the Volvo Experience Pack or something like that.
That's right.
And this is like, a roof rack, factory fitted roof rack and bigger tires for the adventures. It's only 30,000 Rand more. And I think that car retails for 1.1 million, 1165, something like that.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad, but
there's always a but.
So I live quite far from work.
Yeah.
And the wind in Somerset West and Gordons Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows about the wind, but also the wind on the highway, especially with change of season.
Yeah.
The wind noise that comes with the roof rack.
Yes.
Like, if you really want the roof rack for cool points to look cool, or if it's like a functional, practical thing, you have to know that you're going to have to deal with the wind noise.
Yeah.
Also, because it messes with the aerodynamics of the car, you're cutting down on your range.
That's right.
You lose about 70 kilometers off your range. And I only get about, at a full charge, I get about exactly 400 kilometers.
Yeah.
So you're really cutting 70 k's off that. So you're looking at like 320, 330. And then it's summer.
Yeah.
So all these things you need to consider. But Porsche 911, Hyundai Tucson, and a Volvo EX30 cross country.
They all, I mean, the only one I didn't drive was the Porsche, so I kind of agree with you.
Yeah.
It has to be on that list, but I haven't driven it. But yeah, gotta say that for me, the Tucson, loved it, loved the way it drove, loved the fuel economy.
Yeah.
The power delivery was also very, very good. But I didn't like those because the one I drove was the diesel version.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it just makes a little bit too much noise for my liking. But to be quite honest with you, I don't like the styling of it. Yeah, I like its cousin, the way the Sportage looks.
Yes.
But it is a really good car. I can see what the appeal is, why people would drive it, why people would want it. From the interior wise, for me, it was spot on, 100% spot on onto it. Loved it, and I'm sad that it didn't make inside of my top 3. But I gotta say that EX30, it's absolutely brilliant. I love the one pedal driving. That is such a big thing for me. Why can't all cars not just do one pedal driving? If you've never experienced it, it's something that is brilliant. So love that.
Yeah.
The instant power on that car was insane.
Yeah.
The only thing that for me is with the car that I drove, it doesn't have a heads-up display.
Yeah.
So that kind of messes with you because you keep having to look to the left every single time trying to, look at your speedo because you don't want to exceed the speed limit.
Yeah.
But I loved how it drove. Then there's the conveniences of charging. If you think about charging about a year and a half ago, you had to struggle to find charging. Now for me, where I live, there's at least about 5 stations right around the corner from me. So I could easily get to them. They are even on my route to do the school run or going to the office.
Yeah.
So things have become a lot easier. And then there's obviously the offers that Volvo has done where they will give you 2 years free public charging. You get the grid cars, units get installed at your home. So all of those things make the whole experience a lot better. Like you said, range anxiety. I never had it either. So your list is a lot better than mine, I think.
I have to say though, on the EX30, I've got probably one gripe, and then my daughter's got another.
Yeah,
and that's that there are no events at the back for the aircon.
Oh yeah,
so
that's
on
right.
super hot days, she'll complain like, I can't feel the aircon, and then we've got to put it on full blast. But I mean, you can feel it once you're in there long enough. But what I absolutely dislike is that I like when I'm parked at work and I'm coming on and I've got my backpack. I like to open the boot, the tailgate, as I'm coming on. With this, you can't, and you have to. And when you're outside the car, I need to physically
go and
hit that button.
Yeah,
like it's petty. It's like it's not a real problem, but it is an inconvenience. When you're in the car, you hit the button to open and close it, so it's easy. I also love that it's so minimalistic.
Yeah.
The glove box, I love that you can keep your phone and everything under place. I just love that car.
And that car is great. And, some people were complaining about, how everything needs to work through the actual infotainment screen. I don't have a problem with that. I'm a bit more of a tech forward-minded person when it comes to things. So I don't mind the fact that there aren't buttons.
Yeah.
Yes, it does need maybe 1 or 2 little shortcut icons that you, like some manufacturers are doing that now.
Yes.
They literally, even though you're in phone mirroring option, it gives you those shortcut buttons. But the cool part with the Volvo system is because it's fully Google powered, you don't need to use your mobile phone. And that's what I ended up doing. I connected the mobile phone. It was literally on Bluetooth. And then I could kind of, still answer my calls. And the rest, the car did. And like you said, it told me how much range I'll have coming here, coming back, doing whatever. So, absolutely wonderful car. And that's part of why it's part of my top 5 list.
Just to add to that, I just swapped out the cross country that I'm driving for one without the roof rack.
Yeah.
And this model has Waze as an icon.
Yes.
even before I connect to my phone. So that is so cool because I prefer Waze over Google, even though you have to use Google with the car.
We tell you what the funny thing is. That same car you drove, I drove before, and I installed the icon.
Oh,
It was me.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Because it wasn't on there though, and I was
Yeah.
like, I need to. And I was like, I was sitting and messing around again, the tech, and I installed the app, and it worked. And I was like, wow.
I know. I love you so much for that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So we spoke about another list, like the top 3. I'm not going to go through all my lists, but I do want to talk about the top 3 most surprising cars.
Oh, yeah.
And, when you mentioned it to me before we came to sit down here, I was like, wow, really? And then now when I looked, you said I was copying you because 2 of those cars are
on
my
that list.
Yeah.
It's so. All right, let's start with yours.
MG ZS Pro. He's probably, I know I said that the JQ is probably my most favorite car, but like this little car.
How amazing is it?
Absolutely. And the fact that it has a CVT gearbox. And it doesn't even feel like a CVT. It
Yep.
doesn't sound like it. Yeah, no. And fuel consumption is good.
Brilliant.
Which is a bit unheard of in the Chinese cars
yeah.
because that's the one thing they need to get right. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. But yeah, MG ZS Pro, definitely on my list. I've also got it for the December holidays.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and it's spacious, man. It's just nice. It's so easy to adapt, and I think it's a lot more. And there are still some physical buttons which I like.
Which, yeah, exactly.
Which is very important.
Listen,
to
you
me,
need them. Not like
Yeah.
I'm anti it, but you do need it. So, yeah.
And the boot is quite spacious. There's a lot to like. But then also the other 2 cars, the third one's also going to probably just blow your mind.
Okay.
But the second one is the Renault Duster. And the reason why it's surprising for me is because the previous Duster, that 1.5 diesel, was like when the new Duster came, everyone was like, why did they get rid of the diesel? Like, this
Correct.
new Duster is not going to be great. It's not going to work. But yes, it's not that diesel, but it's quite fuel efficient. It's
Yes, it
not
is.
bad.
Yeah.
It looks great. So that was quite a surprising one on my surprise list. And then thirdly, this one doesn't make sense compared to the other 2, but a Mercedes SL Roadster. MG.
That's complete. Yeah. Okay. Because you expect that car to be cool, but why?
Well, because I thought it would be on my top 3. It kind of was, and I was battling with myself about what to be there. But I think in the modern era where manufacturers are going for smaller engines, hybrid tech and all of that, the SL is still a petrolhead's car.
Oh, you can say that again.
430 kilowatts, also 800 Newton meters. It's still a V8. It's only 2.4 million.
Only? Oh, wow.
Only 2.4 million there.
Okay.
And if you're gonna spec it out, I was checking the configuration online. And if you go for that black paint and the bigger wheels and you make it look really super hot, you can expect to pay almost close to 3.9 million. But yeah, it's just a fantastic car. And it's one of those cars where it just immerses you.
Yeah.
And that sound it makes.
There's just nothing like that V8 sound.
Oh, man, I tell you.
It's just something that Mercedes does really, really well. And, and like you said, that car, it's for me, it's one of those cars that, and I know you said you should spec it up, but for me, it's just, even just as it is, it just hits every single note.
Yeah.
It looks great and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the only problem that I find with that car is if you got bad knees like me, you're going to struggle to get in and out of it.
Yeah, of course.
But what a brilliant car.
Who cares what you look like when you're falling out of a car and fumbling into
Exactly. If it's an SLGT,
you're
definitely.
Gonna look so cool behind the wheel anyway. But And I think for me, it's still cool because I think my daughter's still little. There are 4 seats. So
she can fit in the back.
yeah, she can still fit in the back.
That's brilliant.
For the next couple of years. But that car just pulls at my heartstrings.
It does. For me, it's one of those that, dream cars, that's one of them. Obviously, Porsche.
Yeah.
Any Porsche will just do for me. But, that definitely works. But it's quite surprising that it's on your surprise list because you would be, just thinking. But then again, like you said, manufacturers are cutting back on things like V8s, or they are throwing maybe a smaller engine in with an electric motor and all of that. So it's good to still see that. And I'm very impressed that you've got that on your list. Mine's not as exciting as yours, though. Even though we do have 2 of the same cars.
Okay, what's your third? And tell me why you love the Duster so much.
So the Duster, firstly, I'm going to be honest with you. I never liked the previous gen Duster. I thought, and with that diesel engine, again, I might get criticized for saying this, it was like a glorified tractor with a couple of doors on it. That's how I felt every time I drove that car. I did not like it. And then you get this one, which is now completely redesigned, looks completely different. And it reminded me of... Firstly, the looks, by the way, it reminds me of something that comes out from a game. It could be in Halo. If you play Halo, it looks like could easily come from that.
Yeah.
And then just his general overall design was brilliant, besides the engine and everything else, the way it drove. But what happened was, in my case, we were in a fender bender in that car, and we got hit from behind. And after I got out, I saw the other car. I was like, oh my word, this test car is going to be ruined. Because that other car's front grille, everything was missing, the whole deal. And I was like, oh, please. And as I walked around, I looked at the dust and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with it. And that is also because of the technology and everything, the way the bumpers are designed. Literally, it just needed to be clipped back.
Right.
But the best was that being hit from behind, the way those seat tensioners and things kind of worked was so great that my son was in the car with me, no whiplash, no issues. The car didn't, when it got hit, it didn't jump forward like you'd expect it to happen with other cars. All the safety systems kicked in. It was brilliant. So kudos to them. So that's one of the reasons why it's on my list. One, because it wasn't a tractor anymore. It was now a bit more a modern tech-forward car that I think any of us could drive on a daily, and even take it out on a fancy trip to some fancy spot in Franschhoek, and then go down to the beach, in Strandfontein, and drive through the sand if you need to. So that's the Duster's definitely on my list. Another surprise to me was exactly the same thing, the MG ZS Pro. It was... Unfortunately, I couldn't review the car because everything was embargoed, and that review will come out a little bit later on, probably next year. But the car, again, like you said, CVT gearbox, thinking, ooh, I'm going to not like it, and then absolutely loved it. And it's easy to drive, easy to get around with. Fuel economy and its power delivery was also just spot on. I was super, super impressed with it.
And it's under 400,000.
Exactly. And that was the next part I was going to get to. If you look at that and you look at some of the traditional rivals that you would look from, the likes of VW and Hyundai and Kia, this car just kind of just puts its hand up and says, hey, take a look at me. I'm a bit of a better option here. And that's exactly what that car did. And then lastly, it's again, same with you. I have a car which most people wouldn't kind of really like and not even be on any of their list. And this was the Ford Tourneo Sport.
Oh, wow.
And you're probably thinking, wait, that's a big car. It's a van. Who wants it? But
me.
If,
Me, I want a van.
Yeah, exactly. It was, and my review that's in it, I actually said it helped me relive my childhood dreams of being part of the A team. And funny enough, my first ever car was a Ford Husky panel van.
Oh, wow.
So for me to get into that was just completely, it was so cool. But what I loved about it is that if you drove the previous generation of the Tourneo, that car was a van.
Yeah.
It was a car that was originally built to be a transporter type of van thing to move stuff in it.
Yeah.
And then they put seats in.
Yeah.
This, I think, was done the same way as what I think Mercedes-Benz has been doing for many years. They would build this car and then make it a passenger car to make it very comfortable, and then did the van bits afterwards. That's how I feel this car feels to me.
Yeah.
It was very comfortable to drive. It was easy to live with. It was very, very cool. And yeah, it was good. So that's on my list. And if you're ever looking for an MPV, it's a bit expensive at about almost 1.2 million rand. But
what car in that segment isn't that price?
Yeah, exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Whether it's a Kia Carnival, which is different.
Different, yeah.
But if you're looking at the Ford Tourneo, the Transport is probably the new VW, is probably about the same price.
Correct.
A Merc bus is going to be the same price.
Yeah.
If not more.
Even look at the ones from Toyota in the same category and class will be that. So it is a bit of kind of expensive if you think about it from that price. It's not Porsche money or SLGT money, but for that I think it's well worth it. It's a very comfortable car to drive, and I think everybody will be able to drive it. Funny enough, I'm actually driving the titanium version of it right now, and that's as good.
Yeah.
Brilliant cars.
And it's got the sliding auto doors.
Oh, that's the best
You
part.
can swap the configuration around.
Exactly.
The cars.
Yeah.
And it's comfortable. It
Very
doesn't
comfortable.
feel like you're driving a big van.
Yes.
It just feels like you're driving an SUV.
Exactly.
And the fuel consumption is great on there as well.
Yeah, exactly. I have a Ranger Bucky that I drive as well, and I find that this one's fuel economy is better than the Ranger, yet it uses the same kind of setup.
Yeah.
But so those were the three cars that I absolutely surprised me this year. Everything else kind of surprised me. Most of the Chinese cars, they were great, but but I have to just do an honorable mention if I could.
Please.
And that has to be, and I literally handed the car back today, and that was the new Tata Harrier.
Oh, yes.
I didn't want to put it on this list, but I have to do an honorable mention.
Tell me why you like it.
Look, previous experience from Tata, they were just like, they were meh, if I could put it that way. They weren't anything to write home about. It was nothing spectacular about them. They were just okay. So that's what you expect from Tata. And then you get this car and you go like, ooh, I feel that Land Rover underpinnings that are kind of there. The tech is great for it. It's great. It's tech forward. It's got a whole bunch of additional features. It is... It drives really well. The engine, the 2-liter diesel that's in there right now, it's really great. Got 125 kilowatts, 380 or 350 Newton meters of torque. So power delivery, everything is great. Fuel consumption, also spot on. And it looks great.
It does look great.
It looks like a cross between something from Toyota, could be or Mitsubishi. But this was just, it really surprised me. So well done to Tata on that one. It's an honorable mention on that list.
I'm floored.
Why?
Because I didn't expect that to be on any of your lists.
Me neither.
I'd driven it. I wasn't that impressed as what you were. I thought it was a bit too tech forward, but I'm not like you when it comes to being tech savvy.
Yeah.
You love tech.
Yes.
I don't. I want buttons. I want everything to be easy. But maybe I need to spend more time with it and just really give it a proper chance.
Yeah.
And see it in your eyes. But interesting. It's been a year.
It's been a very interesting year. Like you said, there's such a lot of cars that has come on. 55 new cars being introduced this year. It's absolutely scary.
Yeah.
But again, like I said earlier, it's great for us as consumers.
Yeah.
We'll be able to kind of get a broad spectrum of it. There's a lot of EVs that came out. There's a lot of hybrids that come out. It's great for me to see that hybrids are being adapted more for our market. I do still think that is the best option for us in South Africa right now.
Yeah.
But with the commitment of a couple of manufacturers that have come out and said that they're going to try and increase the grid and, get more things, it could get a lot better. So interesting times ahead. I wonder what 2026 is going to be, holding for us.
Yeah, I know.
And I'd love to have this conversation next year to see.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But that's it for today. Thanks so much for coming in, Ty, and talking about your best cars of the year.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you organize I drive a Porsche next year?
Okay, I'll see what I can do. But to all our listeners, have a safe and blessed time with your loved ones, and please stay safe on the road. That's it for Driving with Janine.